So hello everybody and welcome to the second webinar of our seven-part webinar series with founder of Apploye, Sheikh Shourav. How are you doing, Sheikh?
Yeah, I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks a lot for asking. Anyway, today we are discussing all the features which Apploye offers, and we will be going through really nitty-gritty of Apploye and what you can do with Apploye. So Sheikh will walk us through each and every part of Apploye, what you will see in the dashboard. So if you are really into technical stuff, you need to keep watching this webinar because you will discover a lot of stuff. And of course, as usual, you can ask questions. You can ask questions here on Zoom or questions under the live video on Facebook. And if you're watching this on replay, it's okay. You can watch, you can ask questions on replay as well, and we will answer them. This webinar will be available as a replay too on YouTube, on Facebook, and that's it. So if you want catch it, it's okay. You can watch it in replay. My name is Jakub. I'm CMO of PitchGround. I'll be hosting this webinar. And I think that now, without further ado, we can jump right into your slides and let us walk you through a little bit what Apploye does and how it actually can help you, help us.
Okay, great. Thanks for that nice introduction. So should I share my screen?
Of course.
Okay, great.
Yes, I can see your screen. Perfect. I like your desktop.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so this is the roadmap, right? So what we can actually await in the future.
Yeah.
But right now, let's just quickly jump into the first basic presentation what we went through yesterday, or basically what you prepared for today.
So basically, I will take some minute to repeat something from yesterday. So many people didn't join yesterday's webinar. I'll discuss about our core features, and then I will show some live demos.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I mean, a lot of people are still quite figuring out what Apploye is all about. So if you will,
actually, many discussions about the deal and what Apploye does and pricing. Many confusion arises only because they don't actually know what Apploye is or haven't explored much about it. So we need to clarify what features Apploye offers and what actually is Apploye. So Apploye is time tracking, scheduling, and monitoring for productive workforce. So just focus on three words that I mentioned is the time tracking, scheduling, and monitoring. So there are plenty of applications which has time tracking, but like Harvest and Toggle, but they don't have monitoring features. So we have scheduling and we also have monitoring. So combinedly, we are calling it Apploye. And the whole purpose of Apploye is to improve the productivity of your workforce. So Apploye is not a CRM, it's not a project management tool, but it is a tool that will increase the productivity of your company. And we will have many integrations with many project management tools and CRMs that we can integrate and get going. So,
Sheikh, do you think you can click present and make it full screen?
Okay, sorry.
For everybody who is joining, we are discussing the features and everything about Apploye. So if you're considering purchase, this webinar is for you. It's loading, I see.
Okay.
Meanwhile, when it loads, just go back here and continue here. It's fine.
Okay. So these are the core features that we now have, and we also have a robust roadmap that I will discuss about at the end of this webinar. So online timesheet, track where and how time is spent in your company. Then employee monitoring. So this apps and URL tracking, productivity level, all those combines as an employee monitoring. Set up tools to consistently minimize time waste and manage your team. Then we have employee scheduling, and also there are provision for project and task.
And you will walk us through everything into this webinar, right?
Definitely.
Okay, perfect.
So this is a general dashboard that you will have. This is a live dashboard. This is a dashboard from our company. So I will show everything in our company. How do we operate Apploye in our company?
Mm-hmm.
This is the dashboard. In here you can see the total number of hours that has been worked in this week, this particular week.
So it's weekly. Okay.
Yeah, this is the dashboard report, and most hours is that the most hours spent is content and digital marketing. So this team has the most output in this week, and this team has the least output. So this team is independent contractor. So they gave us the least output maybe, and then these are the screenshot features. So here is an employee, and he is this is his screenshots. When you click on it, you'll be able to find his screenshot. It will be popped up, and these are activity levels. So activity levels are based on the keyboard mouse tracking and scrolling of your computer. So this is basically a great feature, and we had to work really hard to bring this feature, because generally we had to work on the operating system level to bring these things up, like you're working your keyboard counts and your mouse click amount. So that's how we are generating the activity levels. And if the activity is very high, so we are showing a green mark, and if the activity is really low, then we are showing a red mark, and if the activity is average, then we are showing an average yellow mark. And then again, we have notes feature. So if an employee want to make something clarified, that for example, that his performance was poor on a given chunk of time, then he can make this explanation in notes, and these notes will be available to the boss to check it.
Okay.
Now this is the apps feature. So apps are the softwares your employees have been using on the time they were in Apploye. So these are the applications that these specific employees were using on this particular time. We can see that. Also URLs. URLs are basically the places your employees has visited, and we collect all the URLs and show you here. Regarding the URLs, this one reminder is that well, the URLs are only shown for Chrome and Firefox. The URLs are not available for Safari or other web apps, because these web apps don't give permission to third-party software developers to access their URLs. So the case is same for us and same for our competitors. So if you want to get the URLs, you have to insist your employees to use either Chrome or Firefox. So since Chrome is a popular tool, I guess that this wouldn't be a problem. Okay.
Okay.
This is the location features. There is both the map and satellite view, and if you have an outdoor employee who are working on outside, you can. This feature is really very handy. Like you can see that their starting point, you can see their ending point, and on each of these station, if you click, and then you will be able to see that where they have gone and which project they have been working while they are in that place.
All right. So this is for field workers and people who are outside the office.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the daily timesheet of a particular employee. You can see that when he has logged that time and when he left the work. And here is the total number of time. So if you are not a remote company, you are working regularly. So you can give your employees a target that you have to at least log 6 hours or 5 or 7 hours of your day in the system. So this would help to make this a regular practice.
Okay.
And this is the weekly timesheet. So how like the amount of work that your employees have been doing for weekly. So if you have independent worker or if you are employing worker, even the field worker, if they are part-time employees, so on that case you can get this screen. You can get this time and pay them accordingly. This is project, so you can add any project from this dashboard. And one thing I would like to emphasize is that there is a confusion regarding project. You can assign project manager while making a project. So what happens is that this project manager will be able to see everything under his watch. So if you have a project, this project is very distinct from the project in project management tools. So you can, if you have like temporary work, for example, you want to build a software, so that can be also a project. At the same time, sales and marketing team, content team, engineering team, these are also regarded as a project. So these are generally called as divisions in the company, but you have to make a project for that division. And on that division, you will be able to assign a project manager. This project manager will be able to see their screenshots and activities of the employees under that. So this is really handy if you have, for example, a project manager in your technology team, or if you have a content marketing team and there is a head who oversees that. So on that case, you can assign him as a project manager, so he will be able to see everything.
Okay, that's interesting.
So actually, this is very handy because there are a lot of organizations who will have 50 employees or 100 employees. So it's not it's not easy for the CEO to check all the activities. So he can actually make these divisions and micromanage. Okay. So these are the tasks. So in our hierarchy, number one is organization, and then project, and then task. And also,
I see. Okay.
You can assign employees based on task, and they can log their time in their desktop application or even in their mobile application. So this is the schedule. So this feature is very powerful. You can make a shift schedule. Like if you have any employees who give support or technical staffs, or go to a meeting on a particular time. On that case, you can make this schedule, and these employees will have to start their work on that particular time, either in their desktop application or in their mobile application. So you can manage your shift employees, or if you have particular days, like in particular day of a week, there is a specific task that an employee has to do, then you can also do that.
Okay, sounds good.
So this is the report section. Here you can see you can compare activities of your employees and make judgment that how your company is going. So like this is a place where you can get like the whole company's you can analyze the all team. Also, you can make an analysis based on a particular division or particular team. For example, if you have an engineering team, if you have a content team, you can compare them side by side, which is not a good idea sometimes because a different team has a different type of work standard. But you can also do that. But at the same time, you can make this report based on that particular division. For example, the sales team, how sales team are doing, and which employee is performing best in the sales team or even in the development team or content team. So this is the graph of all employees working. So you can, from here, you can have a basic idea that like who is working on a median range, who is the best performer, and who is actually slacking here.
Okay.
So these invite members, you can invite members from here. So just click here. So when you need new employees, you want to onboard them, you can invite them as a tool, like invite them as an employee or as a project manager. So there is two kind of employee. One is project manager, one is employee.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the organization. You can have multiple organization. Also, you can have multiple organization, like one is monitored organization, one is unmonitored. So for example, you run different company. So in one company, you want to monitor your employee, but at the same time, in different company, you don't want to monitor your employee. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay, this is the client section. So here you can add a client. If you are if you're an agency and work under a client, then you can add client here. And when you are adding a new project or a new task, then you can assign employees based on a specific client.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the desktop application, and okay, this is the mobile apps. This is daily timesheet. They can see the daily timesheet in their mobile phone. This is weekly timesheet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is scheduling, that I have made a schedule for this particular employee to do a job. So it will come like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is a GPS location tracker. This is the view that the employee will see, and the view that the owner will see, I will show it later on.
Okay.
This is the roadmap that we have. So regarding the roadmap, I would like to say a few words. Number one, this roadmap is very minimalistic roadmap, which means that if we want to compete in this industry, actually we have to see who our competitors are and what they actually have. So when we have all of those, then we will really focus on giving our building something very special that nobody has. But before that, if I don't have any feature that our competitor has, I know that will be people will make comparison every time. So these are the features that we think that which is it will come in near vicinity, but we have other plans as well. So number one is the payroll feature. You can be able to make your payroll directly from the Apploye dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then invoice, you can invoice your client. And project budgeting. So what is project budgeting is that if you have a specific budget for a particular project, and you are assigning each employee on a hourly basis. For example, you have 3 employees who are working $25 per hour basis, and you have a total budget of $10,000 for this particular project. So you can make milestones that after this particular, after $3,000 is spent, send me some notifications or send me some.
I see.
And then so that you can really keep focused on the budget, that you can manage the project within that budget.
That's really smart.
Also, we want to add more reporting because we want to make reporting based on divisions. We want to make reporting based on URL usage, that which is the most which task actually taking more time, and sometimes there is a common trend in the company that which is the most which is the which is the time waster in a company. For example, in particular company, there could be Reddit. People are using it massively and actually wasting their time. Or in some company, it could be Facebook. So we can find that trends. So we'll be adding those kind of reports.
Mm-hmm.
And timesheet approval. So this is a legal process in many HR tools. So there will be provision for approving the timesheet from based on a specific role. And then time off request. So if your employees want to take time off, they can make that request from that from the dashboard, and you can actually approve it or deny it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then iOS application. So we are working on iOS application, and we will be implementing geofencing. Well, geofencing is technology where we will be uh, uh, assigning an employee on a particular geolocations. And for example, if they only go to that location, they will be they will be able to do some particular work, or they can start their work. So that will be really handy. For example, if you have employee who have to, like, for example, check inspect some factories, or he had to inspect some construction sites. So if you geolocate those employees on particular sites, then they will be able to start their work only when they are in that place. Okay.
Mm-hmm. How
So
does it work? Is it based on a map, like that you as an employer will set a space on a maps, or do I actually need to set some GPS gadget or something on the site?
employer, you can uh, set up a perimeter, and based on that perimeter, this will be implemented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really good technology in my opinion, for especially managing field force. Actually, there are a good number of people who are confused that why we are giving the field force also we are giving support for field employees and also desktop employees at the same time. So that is where it comes the vision of Apploye. Our vision is to improve the productivity of your employee. So your employee could be two kinds. One is who is working on desktop, and one is who is working on the field. So we cannot serve only one kind of employee.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not a desktop time tracking application, but our goal is to become make workforce more productive. So that's why we are giving both of this support, and we are not separating them in any way.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So popular integrations. So Zapier integration will come very soon. People have a request for public API. So I think after Zapier comes, then they can integrate to their choice of tools. And then after that, we will be working on Trello, then Asana, Slack, and this kind of integration.
I
So
see.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't think we're lacking behind to any of our competitors. So you don't need to worry about that. So I guess the PitchGrounders are not supporting us for next 2 or 3 months. They are supporting us for a 3, 4, 5 years. So that's so just wait and see.
Exactly. I mean, you're talking about a lot of interesting features which will come up in the future, and people who are watching should know that if they will purchase Apploye now, they'll get access to this feature in the future as well. That's why it's called lifetime deal. So you will get you will get them. Anyway, we have a few questions regarding the roadmap, so I think it would be cool to read them here. Question from Somia, thanks a lot. Customer feedback for that particular point of time with that person. So let me elaborate. I asked Somia to explain more, and she said, these days, salespeople do not behave well. Some are very arrogant, do not provide clear info upon repeated requests. And there is no way of letting the higher authority know. In such cases, I don't go back to that company and they lose customers. So I think it was about, if you can go back one slide. No, like when, yeah, more. Yes, here, clients.
Okay.
Yeah, clients. So if you can actually create some sort of reporting when we reach some particular milestone in the development.
So actually, I have noted this request.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I get a feedback, I sit with my team, and then we decide that we should do it or not. So I have noted this request. But regarding his first question, the salespeople don't behave well. Actually, many of our customers are who are in sales in field sales. So what happens is that when people are selling door to door, or a distribution-based company. So you, as a sales manager, you are assigning them to go to a 5 company or go to 5 stores to sell their product. But what they sometimes do is they go to 3 companies or 3 stores, which are their comfort zone, and they don't go to this rest 2 or 3 companies which are not in their comfort zone, or they don't know these people well, or they're afraid to go there simply.
Mm-hmm.
So this way, the companies lost a lot of revenue that when salespeople don't do what they are supposed to do. So that is why, if you are tracking your salespeople using Apploye, what happens is that you can be able to see where they have gone, and you can also able to see that what time they have spent in particular location. So if they have spent like a big chunk of time in one particular location, you can ask them that what happened here. So this is the way to make them accountable.
I see. Okay, Soumya, I would say maybe reach out to Sheikh if we haven't answered your question properly. And I mean Sheikh will answer.
Yeah, definitely I will answer, because I think Shoumya is making a lot of questions. So thanks.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks a lot. All right, so Sheikh, I think we can jump into the live feature showcase. So for everybody who is joining right now, we are talking about Apploye features in depth today. So if you're considering purchase, this webinar is actually for you, because Sheikh will show us everything here, how to use Apploye and how exactly it works. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us in the comment section below, and we will answer them in the end of this webinar.
Yeah, great. So this is the organization part. So I will spend some time here. So many people are asking this question again and again, that if can they have multiple organization? So they can definitely have multiple organization for under one person, because it's natural that you can be operating multiple companies. You can be a serial entrepreneur. So you can operate multiple companies. There is no problem with that. Even we have designed our codes, purchase code, in a way that you can use it in multiple organizations, as many as you want. And then also, if you have multiple organizations, there comes a question that if I have like 3 or 4 organizations, who will track my different organization? Mm-hmm. So as master owner, you will be able to track every organization. Then if you have project managers in different organizations, then you can assign them to track employees. So mm-hmm. This way you can deal with that. Number 2 is that if you are managing payrolls, so there is legality involved with payrolls, and so that's why these stuffs work on the level of organization, not on the level of users. So like if you want to make an integration, if you want to make make payroll or make timesheet, so everything is boiled down to organization. Why? Because organization is the legal entity that, for example, if you make a payment, that payment will be handled through the organization, not the users.
Okay.
So I think you understood my point. Okay, then here is a view profile, edit profile. You can edit your profile here, and you can add a billing method here. If you haven't downloaded the application, you can download the application from here. Mm-hmm. And then this is the general dashboard, as we have seen earlier. So these are the projects in the company, and the task and project progress, how the projects are progressing. Mm-hmm. And this is the activity module. So here you will be able to see the screenshots of the employees. Mm-hmm. So like a lot of questions in the group. So you can get these screenshots, and this time check, I can see that this employee have been working on average. So here he have been working very very hard. So these are the benchmarks. Okay, now apps. So here we can see like the application this employee have been using. So I will just scroll because I have shown this already. URLs. Then locations. So let me add an employee who work in field.
Okay. I see.
So yeah, you can have a satellite view. One thing I would like to mention here is that this map API is really very expensive. So when you are just loading this one, for 1,000 loading, that we have to pay $7. So maintaining and managing Apploye is really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we ask the question that why there is no plan for unlimited users, or why the pricing is like this. So definitely, every time you are just seeing the location of your users, we are giving $0.007. So it makes some from the whole month. Just think about that. Yeah.
It adds up, yeah.
Google didn't have this kind of pricing. The pricing was way more cheaper. But when they are in the market leader, they recently changed this pricing, and I am seeing many companies who are paying Google as much money, which could be used in building a like small team. So so that's where the expense is. Then timesheet.
By the way, I see all the questions, guys. We will answer them after this walkthrough. So what is a timesheet? Can you define exactly what it is?
Okay, so timesheet is the amount of work this employee, for example, the weekly timesheet, the amount of work this employee had been doing in the whole week. So I can see that he has like in this week he had worked 48 hours. So if there is a like if you make the payment based on these hours, you can do that for contract employee, and for normal employees you can see that, and you can measure that like how much hours they have inputted in your company.
I see. Okay.
And then projects, you can archive a project and see the task.
So projects. Tell me exactly what is it. If we will not only show it, but even explain like exactly what project is and when we use project.
Okay, so we use project in two different cases. One is if there is a particular like temporary task. For example, the company has to build a software which he has to give to a his client. In that case, that particular software task could be a project. At the same time, if your company has different divisions, for example, sales, marketing, and operations, so these divisions can be also a project. And while assigning the project, you can make a deadline for that project, or you can keep it open, and then you can also assign a client. Because, for example, this project is being done for this particular client, you can also do that. And team manager, you can assign a team manager for the project. So this team manager will be able to see everything in this project.
All right.
And status, you can keep the project at status open or completed, like that. And also you can change the project status time to time based on the situation of the project. Okay. So we have shown task. Task is very similar to project, but it is one step below project. And then schedules. So you can add a schedule, but if you want to add schedule, you have to select a project and then select a task below that project. and then you can assign multiple assignee on that project. You have to make a start date and schedule time, and also assign an end date. And there is a provision for assigning employee based on particular weekday. For example, if you have to work on something on Monday on a particular time, you can shift that.
I see.
Okay. And then the reporting.
So we could actually understand that the tasks and schedules are below the projects, right?
Actually, task organization, then there is project, and then there is task. But scheduling is very different. So when you are making a schedule, that you have to assign this schedule to a particular task or a project.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay.
So this is the employee productivity graph. You can see.
This is for a specific employee?
No, this is a big team.
This is for entirety. Ah, I see the names.
We are not having dummy data. You can see that Sharafat Ahmed worked hard, and then okay. So these are the screen, like you can compare everyone here if you want to compare the whole team, and if you want to compare only, for example, an engineering team, then you can do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can also do that for only on a particular employee as well.
That's right. Now you have what is the time frame there? What is the time frame you are showing this for?
The time frame is custom. You can start a date and you can end a date.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are the reports. So, and in members section, you can add members, like invite members. So if you want to invite a member, you should put their emails here, and then you have to invite a member only under a project. This is mandatory field. That's it.
Who is a member? Member can be employee or
many things. For example, your employee will be a member, and then if you have an independent contractor or if you have a freelancer working under your company, then you can also make a temporary project, for example, independent contractor project, and you can hire them under that project.
I see. Okay.
So these are the organization. You can have multiple organization actually.
Mm-hmm.
You can add as many as organization you want. And also you have to select a plan while registering. So there is two plan. One is monitored plan and another is unmonitored plan. The PitchGround users are by default in the bigger plan, the monitored one. So just click monitor plan and then you're set to go, because I have seen that this is a point of confusion.
What is the difference, monitored versus unmonitored?
Okay, so difference is that there are time tracking tools. So I said in the beginning of our conversation that our Apploye is time tracking, scheduling, and monitoring. So if you want these first two, time tracking and scheduling, then you can use unmonitored version. And if you want to use the monitoring version, then only you will be able to you'll be able to see the activities of employees.
I see. Okay.
There are a lot of other time tracking applications for which don't track their employees, or they are trust-based time tracking application. For example, Toggle and Harvest. So these unmonitored plan features are something similar to that, but why we made this distinction? Because many companies, there are companies who would not like to monitor their employees. So we also wanted to give them an option to use our product.
I see. Okay. Very cool.
And then there is client. You can add client here.
So when do I add client? What is the exact situation where I'm adding client?
Exact situation where you add client is that if you are an agency
Mm-hmm.
or if you are doing something under a client, then
What does it mean
that,
under a client?
uh, for example, a client has given you a software development project for $5,000. So that case, you can add that client, and you can assign employees to work under that client.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
So
Makes
one more important thing is that the question of GDPR. So it has
Mm-hmm.
come, it has came a lot. So first, when we build our product, we only had the option to archive. And believe me or not, most of our competitors don't have option to delete your organization or delete your account. If you don't believe, just go to one of our competitor and open an account and try to delete that account. But what we did is that we exclusively added delete button everywhere. And also there is delete button in your profile. So once you delete your profile, there is no data in the database. So
Mm-hmm.
GDPR, like in GDPR, there is a very specific rule that the users has the right to be forgotten. So if you want to delete your account, you should be able to do that. And we accommodated that in every way possible. And we also followed other measures, like other obligations to make it a GDPR compliant application. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, because I know that especially in Europe, of course, and here in Czech Republic, it's a quite strict. You need to do stuff the right way. So it's good that you are thinking
And I
about
would also like to give some credit to Udit, because we had the options to delete the user's profile, but he insisted adding delete button in everywhere. So you can delete anything.
it. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. So is there anything else you'd like to show us?
So I would like to show the desktop application as well. And regarding the mobile application, I tried to show the screenshots. So I think that should suffice. The desktop application is like this.
One second before you will continue, Jarek, let's finally answer your question, which is a really simple question, and I think you will be able to answer it, Sheikh. About screenshots. What if I have 3 monitors?
Okay, so if you have 3 monitors, 10 monitors, doesn't matter. All of those screenshots will come, and you can scroll it. So no problem.
Okay, okay, cool.
Uh,
So you cannot hide. You will see everything.
okay, so you just have to. This is the desktop application. Select a project, and then if you have a task assigned to that, start the task, and then you can start the project, and then it will start tracking your time. So if you want to see what happens instantly, our desktop application sync in every 10 minutes. But if you want to see anything before that, you can actually click on this button
Okay.
for syncing.
So right now there is possibility that it took screenshot of my face and send it to Apploye.
Yeah, there is highly possibility.
Can
Okay,
we
so
see
I
it?
would like to ask also, since this webinar is about our features and walkthrough, so I would like to answer some common troubleshooting questions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Number one, so as I mentioned in the group, that the building the desktop application was very complicated, and the same is when you use it, it's not very complicated, but you have to understand that this kind of desktop application actually tracks many things from operating system level. So you have to give some permissions to it. So when you are installing our desktop application, don't forget to give those permissions. And so if you give those permissions, then it will be able to relay those screenshots and those keyboard and activity data.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in the Mac application. So when you download and install it, please don't forget to go to your system preferences. We have enough. Just go to YouTube and search for Apploye. We have made multiple videos just for these users one by one. So just take those videos. And so if you don't have, like, suddenly if you don't have screenshots, or if you don't have productivity percentage, don't freak out. Just watch this video and change your settings. That's it.
So it's usually if like Apploye is not receiving any data is because on a computer side that you didn't give the permissions required.
Yeah. You haven't given these permissions.
Okay. Very cool. All right.
Regarding mobile application, when you're using mobile application, just go, so while working on Android, we had to face some difficulty with Chinese phones, because there are some brands like Huawei, Xiaomi, and this kind of phones. They have come up with their own version of their ROM. So it's really difficult to make a settings which work for everyone. So we tried our best to make it a common. You have to just go to your GPS features and keep your GPS feature on, and then you have to go to your battery settings, and there is provisions to stop GPS tracking after some time. Just have to stop. You just have to keep Apploye always on, so that it can track your locations. It can track your work progress.
Okay. Makes total sense. All right. What is another common issue you are seeing?
I think these installation issues are the most common. And also we had some employees who didn't install. From the PitchGround communities, we had some users who were just using web application, and they were not using desktop application, and then they were expecting the screenshots. So it doesn't work like that. So we have apps for everything. So just download that.
All right.
And I have some common questions that from the community that I have written down. So one of the most common question was, can we use this to manage multiple business? The answer is yes. How the screen capture functions?
Hold on. We can use it to multiple businesses through organization stuff, right?
Yeah, perfect. Right.
Okay.
How screen capture functions? Screen capture functions randomly in 10 minutes interval, which means in 1 hour there will be 60 screenshots. In 10 minutes, the screen capture could be in 16 seconds or 500 seconds. It's purely on random. So we don't have control on that, or you don't have control on that. It will be happen randomly. And we are thinking about making more screenshot in particular time. But I think they are not really very much necessary. But some people will want to have like 2 to 3 screenshots in 10 minutes. So we are thinking about making those features.
I see. Okay.
Okay, now
your Mac is dying.
Okay. So is it GDPR compliant? Yes, as I said that we tried really hard to make it GDPR compliant. So okay. And also, is it legal to track employees? This is a very common question. So employee tracking is legal in almost every country. Like if it's not, I haven't found any country where it's not legal. So, but what you should not do and you cannot do is to track your employees when they are in their personal time. So that's why we didn't follow the path of Active Track or Time Doctor, where this app is installed in your computer, and whatever you do, it will be tracked. So we didn't like that concept.
That's scary. I mean, like even when I'm out of work, it tracks my time.
Yeah, so that is not a good practice as well.
That is not a good practice, no.
Yeah, I know that many of our beloved users are asking us for those features, but I respectfully disagree, because that is not within the vision of Apploye. And is it legal to track employee? The answer is yes, absolutely. Does it allow clocking off for breaks? Yes, you can take breaks. No iOS. Yes, the iOS is coming soon. Then does it allow track keyboard and mouse activity? Yes. So someone questioned it that can we restrict users from uninstalling it? So this was like, this could be a common question that if my employee don't use it, then what's the point of using Apploye? So actually, to answer this question, we cannot make Apploye that after they install, they cannot uninstall it. If we do that, then this will be a malware. It will not be a software. So it's actually the organization owner's duty to enforce or to implement this product in their company. It will definitely take, like, it is not unlike there are products which you can implement in your company like 1 or 2 days, but it should take at least 7 days to implement Apploye wholeheartedly in your organization and make them used to it. So you have to be willing to take that pain because you will get that instant result. You will get that boost in the productivity. You will see it. I can assure, because I have seen many people who have started using it, and they were like really pumped that their company whole approach has been like dramatically changed.
But it needs to be communicated properly to the team.
Yeah. The same question: can I disable deletion for my VA? No, because your employee has the right to delete Apploye if they want to, but you should write in their contract that they have to use it. Okay. Yeah. Do you have a public API? Yes, we are working on it. So we will be implementing Zapier very soon.
That's a lot of questions.
There was someone who asked that Service M8 for business, and he was using Service M8. It's another field force tracking application. So he said that this is very expensive. So can he replace Apploye with Service M8? So our field force, like our product for our mobile application for field employee, is actually tailored for managing your field force. So there will be many features will come afterwards, which will make you easier to manage your field force, and you won't be needing to use this any other applications. But for now, even for now, you can perfectly manage your field force for your cleaning business, for your plumbing business, for anything. You can schedule your employees and you can track them, because those two are very basic features that you need. Okay. Also, can employee can employee enter their own time manually? So they will be able to work on manually, but they will have to make an explanation why he has done so. So actually, like if some employee has forgotten to use Apploye, and then he can like add those 1 or 2 hours that he has not been using Apploye in the system, but you will be able to know that he has not been working using Apploye, and he has to make this explanation. But at the same time, we are rolling a reporting feature where you will be able to see that how many manual timings has been inputted in your company, and there will be provision for approval.
I see. Okay, that's perfect.
Can the frequency of the screenshot can be changed and notification disabled? So the frequency of a screenshot cannot be changed now. We are discussing these features that I said sometime before. And notification disabled, yes, you can. There is a settings feature in the Apploye desktop application. So from there you can disable the notification. So why we added the notification is for the employees, because if like when the screenshot is taken, they will get a notification that your screenshot has been taken, so that like so if they are working on any personal things, so they can be aware that they have something wrong, they have something to explain to their boss. and then again they can disable it from their settings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are the common questions. So I am looking forward to get some other questions from the community.
All right. We have so far just a few questions from Yarek, and he's asking who has access to screenshots. Admin only. Let's say what rights members have.
Okay, so there is two kind of admins. One is the master admin, and another is a project manager. Project manager, we should not call him an admin, but he also has access to the screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
So to make it simply that if you are owner of the organization, you have all the right of the screenshot, and under you there could be 3 divisions, and those 3 employees who are working as a manager, they will have the screenshot of their employees, and you will have the screenshot of the managers and employees under them, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think I have made myself clear. So I have answered this question like twice in this webinar. So I will continue answering this, but let me find a way which will be a good communication that people will easily understand this
Mm-hmm.
issue.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I don't see any other questions. Sheikh, thanks a lot. You actually prepared a lot for this webinar. Thank you very much. I mean, all the FAQ and everything, really cool. And I see a message from Shafi, and he's saying user privacy is an important concern. Apploye is designed to respect user privacy to its fullest. It's monitoring with consent, not spying. That's completely true.
Great.
All right, so let me quickly share my screen because there's a lot more coming this week. So guys, if you like this webinar, which was walkthrough of Apploye, you can join us tomorrow, and because we will be talking how to effectively manage a remote team. Then there will be on Thursday, we will talk about Productivity Hacks 101, improving productivity in your organization. Then on Friday, learn SaaS app development, how we build Apploye. Now, Sheikh, this might be the topic we'll be changing, right?
No, this is not. This is the topic I'm looking forward to. Mm-hmm. So the approach in this webinar is not that how we build Apploye. So you should use Apploye now. But the thing is that I know many PitchGround users are building technology companies. They are building startups. They are building SaaS products. So what I will do in this webinar is that there are many non-technical co-founders who really struggle to maintain a technology team, or they don't know how to hire or don't know how to manage a technology team. So I will actually share how they should like build from a startup. Like if they want to build the next SaaS product or the next startup, mm-hmm. So how they should approach from the start on the basis of technology, because there are a lot of sales question or sales topic in discussion in PitchGround, very frequent, but not a lot of technological discussion that how the founder should build a tech company. This is a place where many founders actually struggle. Mm-hmm. So I would like to share with them that if they are going to build a technology company, what technology stack they should be using, and what are the best practices to ship great product, and also in a short amount of time. So this is the purpose of this webinar. The purpose is not showing that we have worked this amount of hard this hard.
And, I see. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right.
I thought that I really should share these things with.
Yeah. So this is actually for anybody who is building something with software. They should join on Friday. And I think I will change the title because this is quite not right. Anyway, there will be 2 more webinars next week.
So I will be changing the topic of how to use Apploye as marketing agency, because I don't have too much knowledge on this particular topic. So
okay. So we will update this topic, and then
I will replace this with a topic that to improve the personal productivity. This will not be about Apploye. This will be about you as a person who are a founder, who could be an employee. How you could be doing deep work, how you can improve your productivity, and how you should really track your time, and how should you manage your time. So this would be a personal productivity session.
All right, that sounds interesting. Looking forward. And last topic will be how to monitor a field service team. Now, Sheikh, are those dates final, or will we be updating these dates?
I will be discussing with you afterwards.
All right.
And finalize this.
All right, sounds good. Everybody who is still watching, thanks a lot. You can still buy Apploye on pitchground.com/products/Apploye with capital A. We are starting on $49 one time. So it means that you don't have to pay monthly or annually. You will pay once, and that's it. And with this basic plan, you will get 4 users and many different stuff. You need to go here on this URL address and check it out. And we are still running a promotion, special bonus, which will expire in 3 days. And it will give you 10 extra users if you will purchase this $245 plan. So normally you would get 20 users, but now with this bonus, you will get 10 extra users. And this bonus is ending on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, and it's available to all the plans which you are seeing here. So guys, make sure you will go here. You will go to pitchground.com/products/Apploye with capital A and check it all out. And we added more tabs here. So if you have any questions, just go to FAQ tab here and ask it, because we'll be answering them and we'll be monitoring them often, like every single day, really often. Because we have a lot of questions in our Facebook page, inbox, in our Facebook group, and we're trying to move, and not trying, we are actually moving the whole community to the PitchGround website. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask us in the FAQ section. Don't hesitate to go to FAQ questions to section to find the answers, and just bring your thoughts into community section here. And if you already bought Apploye, just go to reviews and write your review. So once again, pitchground.com/products/Apploye, and buy your Apploye license right now. And don't forget to join us tomorrow on our regular webinar series. So Sheikh, thanks a lot. It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, PitchGround community.
Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, again with Sheikh, when we'll be discussing some more interesting stuff about Apploye.
Okay, great.
All right, everybody, thanks a lot, and I will see you tomorrow.